Hey, Mrparka here to review Hole, which is by the director of The Legend of the Hillbilly Butcher. This film also stars the star of that film, Paul Rees or something. He recently passed away, R.I.P. And you know what? He was pretty much, I believe, the highlight of that film, and he's actually really good in this one as well. Hole, you know what? I think Hole is such a good movie, really, just because, I mean, it's not an amazing movie, but it's a good movie because some of the performances, mostly the dialogue, and the unfolding of the story. If this film was told in chronological order, I believe that we would have possibly seen it already. But since it unfolds in a way that we are surprised by some of the twists and turns of the story, I really caught myself enjoying it, and I had to watch it twice, which I typically don't do. I watched it twice to make sure I was understanding exactly what was going on. It follows essentially three characters who are all kind of, you know, pits of despair in their own way. One is a serial killer who's recently put on parole, and he's struggling to adapt with his life. One is a cop who's seen too much and having relationship troubles and starts kind of, you know, siding with the criminals he is, you know, looking at.
What's wrong? When you're invalidated and rejected over and over and over, it's not about intimacy anymore. It's about anger. Take the course now. Rape her, cut her body up, mutilated, thrown all over the field, so that there's nothing about that person that can look back and say she's still better than me.
And the last is a woman who had lost her child due to a very tragic set of circumstances. And it's cool because all the stories intertwine and things like that. There's a reverend character who kind of, you know, helps put these characters together better. I thought that, you know, he's probably my least favorite character in the film, and I thought that Ed Kunkle, who does the best job. There's a couple scenes where just he's listening and he zones out, and he's just so one of those guys that you think may be a psychopath in real life just because his acting is so bizarre and so different. I really think he does a good job in this movie. And here's a great scene, I thought, probably on that side over there. I just love his stare out to, you know, nothingness and him listening. And what the lady's saying there is really pretty dramatic to me. It actually is kind of sort of touching. It just kind of one of those moments towards the end of the film. But there is some, you know, pretty extreme stuff, I guess people would call it. But the nastiness is not what sold this movie to me. I've seen that stuff before. You know, I've seen so many of that stuff done before in horror movies, and it almost comes off as like your typical fare of torture and things like that. And it's just like, been there, done that. But what I did like about this movie was how the story unfolded, and you know, how it intermixed and stuff. And actually, some people may be a little confused by it. Some people may even get lost. Like I said, maybe I wasn't super paying attention, which I thought I was, but I had to go back and rewatch it a couple times to make sure I caught everything. And not everything, like I said, is right up in your face. You have to kind of put, you know, two and two together to see what time frame and place their chronological order yourself. Some of it, I may even mixed up myself. But this is from the director, like I said, of Legend of Hillbilly Butcher. I'm going to mispronounce your name, so I'm not even going to say it. Joaquin Montalvan. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. He's also in the movie himself. But yeah, this I believe will be getting a release, I want to say from Wild Eye, but I'm not 100% sure. I say check out the other film he did too, which is kind of a, you know, a throwback to Grindhouse films. And this one I would check out for, you know, people that like, you know, kind of artsy stuff. Like it has artsy streaks to it as well. Like I said, there's a lot of, well, I didn't say this before, but the visuals in here are really cool. There's a lot of, you know, dream sequences and trippy desert scenes and things like that that are really appreciative as well. So I kind of had mixed feelings at first, but when I went back and watched it, it kind of won me over with it. So I'd say it's good, not amazing, but I think a lot of people enjoy it. You know, I'm thinking that Denver Johnson would like this one for sure. But I think it's unique, and I think that it's a very well-told story. It's a simple story told very well, if that makes any sense. But Mrparka, thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.